We are live. It is Sunday afternoon action at the 2020 New Holland Canadian Junior Men's and Women's Curling Championships here in the township of Langley. We are at the George Preston Recreation Centre. My name is Al Cameron from Curling Canada, joined this afternoon by Curling Canada coaching mentor Bill Sherhart for a big men's game featuring New Brunswick's Liam Marin and Manitoba's Brett Walter. And both of these teams in need of a win. Manitoba comes in, the Manitoba champions come in with a 1-1 record. New Brunswick, meanwhile, at 0-2, so plenty on the line. And Bill, you've had a chance to see the opening weekend to date, and we know that every shot is available. It's just a matter of making them this afternoon.
Yeah, and it's the package of shots that make the difference. You can make all the shots, but you want to use them at the right time.
New Brunswick coming into this Sunday knew that it was going to be a challenging day. They had to play both Manitoba teams. They played the Manitoba number 2 team, skipped by Jacques Gauthier this morning, one sheet over. They are on sheet D right now. They were on sheet E this morning and lost to that very talented Jacques Gauthier team. And here they are playing the Manitoba champions, skipped by Brett Walter. And we'll take a moment and just run down the lineups for both teams. This New Brunswick team from the Thistle St. Andrews Club in St. John, skipped by Liam Marin. The vice skip is Josh Vaughn. Second, Adam Tracy. The lead is Dylan McDonald. The alternate is Matthew McGee. And the coach, Felipe Marine. Manitoba champs, skipped by Brett Walter. They're from the Assiniboine Memorial Curling Club in Winnipeg. The vice skip is Thomas Dunlop. The second is Zachary Wasilek. The lead is Lawson Yates. And the coach, Calvin Eady. And some very good coaching experience on both of these teams, Bill.
Is there a more curling traditional name than Thistle St. Andrews?
Isn't that a lovely name?
I love that.
So as has been the case, we're expecting some fairly open curling in this first end, if not the second, just as both teams kind of get used to the ice, get used to the conditions. Both of them playing their first games on sheet D here in this beautiful George Preston Recreation Centre in the township of Langley. Just about a 30 to 35 minute drive from Stanley Park in Vancouver.
And no snow today, it's rain. Newsflash, rain.
Well, you don't have to shovel rain.
You don't have to shovel rain. Sorry, St. John's.
Full slate of games going on this afternoon here in the George Preston Recreation Centre, as well as behind us at the Langley Curling Centre. And we will explain that Manitoba does have 2 teams in this year's championship, as does BC. Both the Nunavut and Yukon Curling Associations could not field junior men's teams for this year's championship, so BC, as the host, was granted a second team, and Manitoba, as the runner-up to BC at last year's New Holland Canadian Juniors, was granted a second team as well. That's the 2 Manitoba teams, but it's only the Brett Walter team that we're seeing this afternoon that gets the right to wear that distinctive Manitoba yellow and white jacket with the Manitoba Buffalo crest on the back. And that, of course, is iconic, and just what every Manitoba curler ever has wanted to wear the Buffalo.
Okay, we're going to get a downweight shot here. We'll get a time on this. And for people that perhaps don't play the game, one of the ways to measure the speed of the ice is the amount of time that a rock consumes from hog line to hog line. So we'll see what that is early in this game.
Without even seeing Bill's stopwatch, I can tell you it is extremely fast ice.
What's your guess, Al?
I'm going to guess somewhere in the 15.3, 15.4 range.
You're a winner, 15.43.
Nice. Yeah, that's fast ice. You don't even generally see it that fast at a Grand Slam or Tim Hortons Briars. So, but.
And yesterday we were getting up in the 16.5 range. Wow.
But that combined, it is curling very nicely as well. Mike Merklinger and his team have done a wonderful job. And this is the kind of weather outside is not the easiest to work with. There is a lot of precipitation and no dehumidifier in this arena, so that will make it challenging, but so far no complaints whatsoever. Just a series of thumbs up from players and coaches.
And when you're on arena ice plus curling club ice, the real challenge for the ice technician is to try to make the two surfaces the same. And I think Mike's pretty much done that.
Mike, very familiar with the Langley Curling Center. He is one of the ice technicians at the Langley Curling Center, so that is very familiar territory with him, and he's done enough arena events to know how to get the best out of this ice surface as well.
Well, the two teams are going to know this shot for the rest of the game.
You're seeing one of the reasons that we will be referring to less in-turns and out-turns as opposed to clockwise and counterclockwise. Manitoba, Thomas Dunlop is a left-hander, so we have to be very careful about that, but Bill is always careful.
Good time to mention that Coach Marin has a Spanish connection. I believe it's on his mother's side, and he has worked with young Spanish aspiring curlers and has had them in St. John at the summer, and has had a definite connection with their fledgling program. So, and Felipe is a wonderful person, just great guy.
Has coached, I believe, at the World Junior B Championships with the Spanish program. This is the first trip to the under-21 nationals for all four of these Manitoba curlers. They defeated Jacques Gauthier in the Manitoba final in Dauphin earlier this month. And,
keep going, Zach. Keep going. Keep
Jacques
going.
Gautier's team had entered that final unbeaten and had beaten Brett Walter in the
Sorry, Tom, that curled more than I thought.
1-1 game with the two pool winners, the winner going to the final and the loser to the semifinal. But it was Brett Walter coming back strong in the championship game to beat Jacques Gauthier. Both teams knew they were going to the New Holland Canadian Juniors, regardless of the outcome of that final. But I think it's always nicer to come in on a winning note and get that buffalo on the back, though.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we see Team Manitoba now go to the other side of the sheet for obvious reasons. So it's going to be a bit of a new path with takeout weight for young Liam Marin.
Clean. Whoa.
We talk about Brett Walter and his team being new to the under-21 nationals, but Liam Marin, this is his third trip as the skip for New Brunswick. Competed in 2017 at Victoria, 3-7 record, and was also there in 2018 at Shawinigan, 4-5 record as the New Brunswick skip.
Just land dead straight. It didn't move at all.
They're hitting it anyway.
Now, Manitoba had a chance maybe to mix it up a bit and use that as a corner guard, go around, but they decided to just keep it clean.
Should run down, of course, this Manitoba #1 lineup again that mentioned about Brett Walter. His sister, Megan, was a member of the Canadian team that won the gold medal at the World Mixed Curling Championship this past fall. Colin Kurz's team winning that gold medal after winning the Canadian Mixed in November of 2019, or November 2018. So good bloodlines in that Walter family.
And our national mixed team is coached by our friend
Jim Wade.
Jim Wade, yep. All right, Al, have a look at Liam's delivery here, and I want you to think back yesteryear to a female curler, very well known, who had a delivery very similar to Liam's. And the people out there watching join in on this as well. Who's that look like?
Well, maybe a little Ann Merklinger.
Ann Merklinger owned the podium. Ann Merklinger.
In fact, I was watching Ann Merklinger in action. The ESPN Classic, offshoot of
That's
TSN, was showing the 1998 Scotties final this past week
It's not too
when
bad.
Ann was playing against Kathy
15.
King
Good.
in the Scotties final. So, yes, very much Ann
Good
Merklinger-esque.
judge.
It was, of course, Auntie Ann
Good
to
judge.
Mike Merklinger, the chief ice technician.
That's right.
Felt like I chucked it.
And we see Liam going to the
What'd
other
you
side
get?
of the house to give
Ah.
Brad a little bit of a different look, so a little tit for tat there.
What is that odd-looking device in his hand there? Is that it's a piece of wood and looks like some straw things coming out. Is that a broom?
Easy.
Yeah, apparently.
Wow.
Clean.
Yes.
Always good
Clean.
to see the Manitoba guys with the
Oh.
old school corn brooms as a throwing
You're
device.
Good throw.
And those Manitoba tuckers can sure throw the hits
Yeah, it
too.
runs
And there was an
everything.
example.
It runs everything anyway.
Brett Walter makes the open teal, and it is a blank end,
It
and
really
we'll go to the
runs
second
everything
end with
anyway. Holy moly.
Manitoba holding last rock advantage. I think this stacks up as a must-win for New Brunswick, Bill.
Yeah.
0-3 on opening weekend. That's a tough one to come back from.
Yeah, it is. You dig a hole that's pretty deep, and it's hard to crawl out of something like that. And it kind of depends on how those losses occurred. You know, if they were really, really close games and you played pretty well to your performance standpoint, it's a very different situation. But yeah, I mean, what did Bill Parcells say? You are what your record says you are.
So we'll see if the teams want to mix it up a little bit in this end. And it looks like the call is for the corner guard. So game on, Bill.
Yeah, and the fact that the New Brunswick lead rock just kind of bites the 12-foot, that's not an ideal spot. You either get it in the house or you keep it in front of the house, because if Manitoba hits that on the nose, then it's in the free yard zone. So really Liam should have, and along with his rushers, they should have made a decision when they knew it was that close. We'll see if that comes back to bite them. Maybe not if they're going to put up another one in front.
Manitoba with a very rich tradition of success at the Canadian Junior Men's Championships, particularly in recent years. Finished on the medal podium 7 of the last 8 years. The lone exception to that was in 2017 in Victoria, but other than that, it's been nothing but medals, including a stretch of 4 in a row. 2013, Matt Dunstone. 2014 and 2015, Braden Calvert, coached, of course, by Calvin Eady, coach of this team here. And 2016, Matt Dunstone, 4 gold medals in a row for Manitoba. Then JT Ryan losing last year's final and finishing 3rd the year before, 2018 at Shawinigan. So no shortage of pedigree when it comes to Manitoba junior curling.
All right, Al, here we go. Game on. Manitoba has decided to come around those center line guards put there by New Brunswick. And Manitoba, of course, having last rock. We'll see how much curl we get here.
For those curious about such things, Manitoba overall has 10 Canadian Junior Men's Championships. Alberta leads the way with 16, followed by Saskatchewan with 14. Lovely shot there by Manitoba. Yates getting one in behind, and now the pressure is on New Brunswick.
We started this live streaming last year in Prince Albert, and this year the innovation and people who are watching at home, you're going to hear the skips and the thirds discuss, and we'll try to remember to be silent when that occurs. So wonderful fact that the athletes are mic'd this year.
A little deep there on the draw from Adam Tracy. So Manitoba now will try and see if they can improve on that and sit 2.
We're playing this end in my favorite part of the house, the high rent district. That'd be the 4-foot.
Zachary Waslick, 20 years old, business student at the University of Manitoba. That's looking a little warm too. Bill, those are the kind of shots you want to give to your sweepers and let them do some work.
Absolutely, yep. Yesterday afternoon we talked about execution tolerance, and the tolerance there, light would have been okay because you're kind of in that control zone area that we discussed yesterday. Not so much at the back 12-foot. You always keep in mind the tolerance, and it should be indicated by the skip, acknowledged by the person delivering the rock, and confirmed with the brushers. My goodness, that ice is quick. Great brushing.
Very
Great
nice
team
throw,
shot.
very nice team shot. Adam Tracy depositing it on the button. But accessible, it looks like, based on the call from Brett Walter. And there's a sampling of that kind of control takeout weight you like to see, Bill.
Well, on this ice, it's all about weight control, including takeouts. Yeah, this is just kind of bored up, maybe.
Trying to get it to curl. It does, but it will not hold the shooter. So maybe a little more weight than they were hoping for there.
Yeah, it wasn't light. When I work with teams, one of the things that we talk about, I make the statement that more takeouts are missed by recreational club curlers because you delivered the wrong weight. You hit the brush, but you have to deliver the right weight for takeouts just as much as draws. And sometimes we forget about that, and it's easy to forget that.
Line's good.
Top 4.
You got room. Lots
Josh
of room.
Vaughn now throwing.
Always
19-year-old
Dylan.
student at the UNB, St. John.
Gotta be heavy.
Had a nice
Has
talk
to be
with
heavy.
Josh's dad,
Hasn't really curled yet.
Jason Vaughn, a member of
Can you
the
come to the back,
won a
Red?
couple Purple
yeah.
Hearts for
Dylan,
New Brunswick.
go. Hard, hard. Hard, Dylan. No, just
Jason
Dylan.
wanted me to
just
make
Dylan.
sure that
Hard. Keep it moving.
we
Keep
say
it
hi
moving.
to
All right,
Josh's
all right.
mom,
That's fine.
Tammy Vaughn, watching back home.
15-2.
Now this one slid to the back of the 4-foot, so there's room now for Manitoba to make that clockwise draw. Right to the button, there's lots of room. But he has to be very careful here that he doesn't go right back and freeze on that red rock, because there's only so many rocks available up to the pin. So you have to be very careful about that.
Okay, line's good. Hard.
They're working this hard.
Line's real good.
Line's good.
Hard side. Whoa,
Wait
whoa,
only.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Whoa, no,
Line's
good,
good.
good,
Manitoba
good, good.
back
Hold tight,
end
hold
of
tight.
Lawson
Whoa,
Yates,
whoa,
Zachary
easy.
Waslick.
You're good.
And they get it to a nice spot, but
Well, that
the
may
pin
not
is
be
still
such-
available.
That's the point. That may not be such a great spot. Would have been better if it had stopped on the tee line, because then you forced New Brunswick to have to move it. Now they don't have to do that.
In my Monday night league, that's a great spot.
And now,
I got different expectations.
absolutely, I understand all of that.
Line's good.
So there's really only room for one more rock, and of course can be in the
Line's
Brunswick
good.
rock.
Wait slow.
Yep. Hard for weight. Hard. Whoa.
I think if they get this by, it's going to be tasty, Bill.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sit, rock. Attaboy, Schwab.
Great shot, buddy.
15-7.
Well,
She's select.
yeah, I guess you can't get another. They're going to have to tap that red rock back, and if they do,
You'll
they
be
will
short
be
if you
shot.
tap it a hair.
Boy, these are quality shots, folks.
Is the run any good? Is the run any good?
Yesterday, I talked about a drill
Just
that
open
we
it
do.
up.
Make it this way.
Yeah. Get her top yellow too is not bad.
Try and clip this.
I think so.
Okay, peel.
Where do I have to hit?
You want to kid about like a third on this side.
Okay.
Count the number of rocks that are touching the center line. And there's a drill that we have teams do called line dancing.
Whoa,
That's why
yeah,
we
whoa.
do it.
Whoa.
Yep. Yep. Hard.
Hard. Hard, you gotta go. Roll it.
Oh, shoot.
Boy,
Sorry,
that jumped on them.
Oh, that jumped.
It's terrible.
Wow, that
I
really
really
jumped.
moved.
That kind of weight, they weren't expecting that kind of movement, Bill.
No, and I
Right
was
here.
surprised as well. I think everybody was. Well, so you put that in the data bank.
Go right here.
So now
Yeah,
Liam has to
you
be
gotta
very
run
careful
something.
that he doesn't inadvertently set something up.
Just a halfway guard.
Well, so we've heard halfway guard. But
It's like an 18 for a guard. Yeah.
This is the most
Yeah.
misplayed shot in our game, Al. More guards are missed, and they're missed because they curl too far. You should have to brush a guard into position. So we'll see how they play this.
Light.
Tyler Tardy said those
So
exact
it's
same
Josh
words
right
this
now.
morning and attributed them to you. So
Line's good.
Liam, 19 years old,
Line's
student
good.
at the University of New Brunswick, St. John.
Whoa, not too tight.
Oh, how did I?
Sit. Sit.
Well,
Good,
this
Liam.
looks like a pretty good shot to me. This Tardy kid, has he ever done anything in this game?
Try it again.
Thank you.
I think he won the
Like, I mean, the only
Tuesday
thing is
night
you're gonna dead plant
B
the red
square
right
here
there.
at the
I don't
Langley
mind
Curling
making it a
Center one
shade
year.
low
I
and
see 5
both the
banners up
reds.
there with his name on
Okay.
it. There.
Yes, you could get a shot of those at some
Just a hair
point during
low,
this game.
or-
It was kind of neat. They're the championship
You may-
banners that
yeah.
are hanging over
I think we're
sheet.
gonna go hair low. You may
E
clip
at the
that
home
back right and
end.
Just unlock them a little.
And those banners were won by
Okay.
Tyler Tardy. And interestingly, he didn't even know they were there. He said that was the
Really?
first time he'd seen
He's
them
right. How,
when we were
I think
talking
it's
this
gonna
morning.
dead plant
Listen,
now.
that's that whole family.
We're trying to
They're
make,
very
the hair
modest.
low and use that
I
yellow
just
and
love
try and
them.
tap it on our next one. Because right now, like if you can get to that yellow, you can tap it in for one. So I think it's the call.
So if you were in your Tuesday night league and you were settling in the hack, would you like to look at this?
Not settling in the hack. Maybe from the lounge. Or it might be in the lounge real quick if I'm looking at this too often.
Well, let's see how many rocks
Okay,
can
whoa,
get
whoa,
moved
whoa.
here.
Not even close.
Just one.
Same thing again, though. It,
Yeah.
it definitely jumps in that spot. So we'll track that as the game goes on.
There's no risk. You can't get rid of all of them. Think we can get to here if we come that way? This isn't going anywhere. Let's just guard. He doesn't have. Yeah. Same shot. Right there.
Okay, you heard the call.
They considered trying to draw in there to see if they could apply a little more pressure, but
Well, you see, I don't think that's worth it because you could inadvertently set something up.
Agreed.
Just the same shot, I think.
You've got him in, in trouble. Let's keep him in trouble.
Yeah.
You just made the shot. Let's do it again.
You are correct. You are. You don't have hammer. Yeah. Felt like more to me.
Line's nice.
Line's a little tight.
Line's not
Doesn't
too
need to
bad.
curl.
Just here.
Or maybe it does.
Same spot. Oh,
Josh.
Good, Liam.
Looks pretty good.
So, tough shot here for Manitoba to get their one, and he's looking at every angle.
I don't think that hole's there.
I think this is safer.
I don't think that hole's there. I mean, like, if you make this perfect, it might dead plant for 2.
Yeah. This is probably just a sliver high side, hey?
Yeah, close to nose. Hair high.
Just a hair high.
Yeah.
Okay, peel, you think?
Yeah, throw peel.
I think it might
it'll
float
run
out
real
here a little.
straight. Yeah.
If he makes this for 2, Bill, I think we've got a shot of the year candidate.
I think we might. Okay. So it's yellow, yellow, red.
If
Bang,
you
bang,
miss
bang.
it, it's just one. So pick could be a little scary. Pick could be a little scary. I think. If you hit it, I don't know. Your yellow might squeak out and could give up a steal too. I don't know. Why do you think that pick's there?
Where's he talking? Steal it too.
Oh, yep, yes. Hard.
Hard!
Hard.
Hard! Hard!
Get it. Okay.
Oh,
Well, he made
Red.
contact.
well, set him up again. Let's see if he can make it a second try.
Yeah,
That's
right.
that's worth a second attempt. But it will not be that way, and it will be a steal of 1 for New Brunswick's
Sorry.
Liam Marin. Great
Okay.
start against Manitoba. And interesting end, Bill. Good to see them mixing it up.
They really mixed it up. Yeah, quality shots in that high rent district. Now, one of the things I like to say to all curling teams, after every even end, get together and ask this question: what's the ice telling us? And when you know what the ice is telling you, there's one more piece of advice: don't argue. but no.
Well, no
Team-
point in arguing either, is there?
Teams will go through a whole game, and I'll debrief with them afterwards, and I'll say, what was the ice telling you? Oh, what do you mean, what was the ice? Well, did you pay attention to what the ice was telling you? Did it change? That's your playing surface. Know what's happening.
Well, perfect example that end is we saw certainly the high weight outturn or counterclockwise rotation down the center line moves.
Put that in the
you got
database.
it
Yeah,
exactly right.
absolutely.
So New Brunswick, with that 1-0 lead, they will try and see if they can manufacture another steal or force Manitoba to 1. That would be both wins as far as New Brunswick is concerned. And Manitoba will stick to its game plan and try and throw up a corner guard and see if they can get their deuce. Bill, as the coaching mentor, one of your responsibilities is you have a room that is kept open late at night, and it's invite to all the coaches to just come around and debrief and talk and discuss curling or discuss anything they want. And
Yeah, absolutely. They get to meet one another and realize that they're all kind of doing the same thing. They're working with young, exceptionally brilliant and respectful young people. The best of our society, as far as I'm concerned, is at any curling event. And you know the person that learns the most at the end of the week? Me. Because I keep my big mouth shut and listen to the coaches. Yeah, the coaches lounge. And tonight we have Brett Waldorf coming in, and he's going to do a session with the coaches on officiating.
Brett Waldorf, of course, one of the umpires here, and he is Curling Canada's chief umpire for all events, so he kind of oversees the entire umpiring program in Canada and does a marvelous job, highly, highly respected within our country, but also highly respected within World Curling Federation circles as well. So, without giving away too many secrets, Bill, what was kind of the tone of the conversation last night? The ice, players, the weather in Langley?
No, it was basically how the teams feel about their start. Some teams were still over, but they weren't discouraged, and the coaches were giving one another some advice, and that's the beauty of it. And as I said, I listen to what the coaches are saying. It's a wonderful experience. We have a players' lounge and a coaches' lounge.
So Manitoba trying to get to that New Brunswick stone that's in the 8-foot, but just a little bit tight and maybe a little light. So New Brunswick again, they seem to be enjoying junking it up, so to speak, out in front of that their shot rock in the rings, and
Liam's saying, hey, it worked last time. Let's do it again.
you can't argue with that.
And you get away with it when you got the only rock in the house. There's no,
That helps.
There's no Manitoba rocks biting the 12-foot.
It's New Brunswick second, Adam Tracy. He's been at a few national events, played at the under-18s with Liam Marin in 2018 and 2017, both in their home province in New Brunswick, 2017 at Moncton, 2018 at St. Andrews. Also played with New Brunswick at the 2015 Canada Winter Games in Prince George, playing with Carter Small. And Prince George, of course, will be hosting the World Women's Curling Championship presented by Nature's Bounty Vitamins. That will be taking place in March in Prince George at the CN Coliseum. And do I need to tell you? Curling.ca/tickets. Curling.ca/tickets to get events to all Curling Canada Season of Champions events.
And Prince George is the home of Canada's Director of High Performance, Jerry Peckham.
Very much so. He was at the news conference we conducted last year when that event was announced, and he was tickled pink to be back in his hometown, but I can tell you his hometown thinks very, very highly of Mr. Peckham.
Oh, we all do. He has kept our high-performance ship afloat and on course for many years, and we really appreciate and respect the job that he has done and continues to do. Oh, this one's going to slip into the rings. And that's not the shot that was called at all.
Let's see if it even stays in the rings, Bill.
Ouch, 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 ouch. That isn't only outside of execution tolerance. That's a flat-out 0 out of 4.
So Manitoba will attempt the straight back run back now. Zachary Waslick, business student at the University of Manitoba, 20 years old. And will it stay on the rings? It will not, but still, very nice shot by Zachary Waslick.
And that run back is okay, except that the shooter is still there, and now Skip Liam Marin can play a come around and recreate that situation that he had earlier. See what they learned on that shot that slipped through the rings.
Line's good.
That Manitoba front end, by the way, Zachary Waslick and Lawson Yates.
Top four, guys.
Probably 6'4", 6'5", both of them. They're not the shortest guys out here, I'll tell you that. That's a tall
stop,
front end
stop,
for
stop,
Manitoba.
Stop.
That might
coming
over
out
curl and come out the other side.
No.
No, but if it's
15,
going to peek out, it peeks out on the good side. If you make contact, you're going to roll out.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Zachary Waslick being called upon to try and keep it straight. Now they call it off.
Go hard. Hard.
Now they're trying to make it curl instead
Hard
of
to
keeping it
stick.
straight.
Hard to stick. Hard to
Will
stick.
it stay on the rings? Probably not. Still getting caught on the ice a little bit there, Bill. A little bit of an example there where they didn't quite know what that path was going to do. Saw in the earlier game down that path this morning that definitely goes straight down that side. That path is a very straight path.
Now, I have a personal bias here. I might have a tendency to encourage my team around that guard that's a little bit off the center line to
Wait for the
not
same.
play between the
Okay, you got
goalposts,
more
so to
room this
speak,
time.
but go around the goalposts from the outside. You
You
saw
got
how
lots of room
difficult
right
it
now.
was for Manitoba to
gotta
make
curl.
that hit and stay.
Four.
So
Adam,
the
if
fact
you
that
can.
it peeks out
Adam,
the
go.
outside is not a bad thing.
Hard, Adam. Okay, whoa, you're good. You're good. You're good. Or a little bit. A little bit. Nice shot, Josh.
If Pat B. Reed is listening out there, she taught me don't draw between the goalposts. Go around the goalposts. So, Pat, I remembered. Thank you.
I think the team that really took that to a broad audience is the Randy Furby team, too.
Hard.
That was a definite Randy Furby philosophy as well. So the run back being called by Manitoba, and it will over curl.
Okay.
They've had a couple over curls on their run backs.
It's very difficult to guard a rock with just one other rock. This is a challenging shot because
just the
you
halfway
never
guard.
guard a rock. You guard the path to the rock, and so in this case, you have to guard both rotations. Pretty tall order.
Yeah.
Definitely tougher
Two
than
and a
20
half,
years ago when now we have ice that consistently
Yeah,
moves
same
both
weight as last time.
directions.
So I know this isn't a draw in the house, but let's get the time on this.
Hard early. Line might be a little. No, line's good. Line's good.
Line's nice.
Yep.
You're gonna have to work at
Hard,
it.
Josh.
Hard,
You gotta
Josh,
finish
you can.
this.
Gotta
Hard.
get it over there hard.
Hard. Hard.
going,
Hard.
keep
Hard.
going.
Hard. Hard. Hard.
Bud,
Keep going.
Go. Keep going,
Hard.
keep
All
going.
right, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Very sweet.
Well,
Sweet.
going back to what you just talked about, that's the side to protect, isn't it, Bill? It's on the center
So
line
wide.
side.
That's right.
You're going to force them to take it wide. And we know that turn
18
does not curl an awful lot. So big shot here for Brett Walter.
Yeah. 18-7 would be. I don't know. They did go on.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Now, he might be making this call because he's thinking about what the shot he possibly has to play in the next shot. So if I'm going to draw on my next shot, I might as well draw on my first shot.
Just back 8.
Well, you heard the weight, back 8. So just want to tap it.
But if we go back to that that term now, tolerance,
15.5 is pretty much T-line.
what is the tolerance?
So, like, what are you thinking? 15-ish?
Well, sometimes there isn't a lot of tolerance. I mean, he certainly can't
it's-
miss
yeah,
it.
it gets full force.
He can't, sort of flash
Wide
it.
and heavy is,
Yeah, not good.
yeah, moving the guard at the worst case scenario would be okay. Or giving
yeah,
himself an option with his last shot too. That's the key.
Where? Close. Okay, well, close. Line's good. Line's good.
Close.
Whoa. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Yes!
Hard.
line!
Hard. Sit. Okay, good throw.
Boy, he played that really, really well.
Yep.
Yeah, see, that's what I meant by I don't know if there's much tolerance on that shot. Just
I'll
make
throw
it.
14. 14, yeah. See if you can just tap it and sit there. Yeah, I'll throw 14. He was out. He was a little, yeah. Middle? A little less. All right, right there. No, wait.
Would this be a chop and lie, possibly?
I'm thinking he would love to chap it and lie it.
Yeah,
As they say.
we heard that term yesterday,
Back eight,
which
back
is
12.
kind of an old-fashioned curling term, and when you hear it coming from the mouth of a junior, Al and I looked at one
Let us
another
know
like,
how the weight is.
whoa, how about that?
He was kicking it old school, as they
Yeah,
say.
Yes. So we heard what Liam was talking about. He wants to make contact and just flop over to the left.
Little tester here. But if he can make it, he's gold to potentially steal and certainly force Manitoba. But I think that's going to have to be swept hard to get it by the guard.
I could tell from up here he was not wide.
Hard. Keep going. Hard. Really hard.
That was a soft release, Al.
Yeah, yeah. And the soft push, I think, too. I'm not sure it had the weight. So it is a shot at 2
I think a pinch more.
Okay.
for
Right, that was
Manitoba's
good.
Brett Walter. And he'll
They're
just
good.
play the
Did you
same
get time
shot he
on that
did on
by
the
chance?
first, which is exactly what you
15-2.
like as a skip.
Okay.
That would have been
And
probably
that's
good.
why he
so-
chose that shot on his first, because he thinks he might
Yeah,
have
it was
to
a
play it on his
15-2 like you
second.
called, so. Yeah.
Something for skips to always remember when
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
decide what to play in your first shot. Think about
We
your
took it just
second
a
shot.
pinch more. We can go right to the backing, so let them know the weight.
You notice what they just said? We can go right to the backing. So they're not playing to the backing. They're playing the draw for 2.
Cold draw.
Yeah.
Yep. They're working this hard, this front
Line's
end.
fine.
Line's
Weight
good.
only. Weight
Line's good.
only. Line's good.
Oh.
Weight only.
Stay on it. Yep. Stay on it
Free
hard.
Waslick, Lawson Yates.
Right up.
Line's good.
Right up. Keep going. Keep going. Atta boy. Good throw.
Very nice. The deuce for Brett Walter in Manitoba.
2 yellow.
Well executed. I think that's the classic description of a skip's deuce, Phil.
That's it.
2 shots
yeah.
made by the skip
Yeah, that
produces
wasn't
2
much of a
points.
pocket. Good throw, buddy.
Thanks. Good scrub, boys.
Even though Manitoba is up 1, I think both teams can feel pretty good about how they're playing.
I agree, yeah. Lots of confidence out there. We will go to the 4th end. New Brunswick will have the hammer trailing by 1.
Love coming to the juniors because the audience is usually family and friends, and they dress up and they bring noisemakers. It's great.
Always a lively crowd. So Manitoba will now go to work trying to see if they can manufacture a steal. And of course, New Brunswick looking to put up a crooked number as they speak. Anything but a straight up and down 1 would be their mission.
That guard is not going to be too much concern for skip Liam Marin because it's kind of long, so lots of room to get around it, which is what he's going to do right now. So the depth of the guards are just as important as the line. All right, we'll get the time on this one. Hog to hog.
Curl a bit.
15-2.
I would guess that'd be T-line-ish. He says it was a foot away from the T-line. Bold prediction there, Al. So New Brunswick trying to get something close on top of that Manitoba stone. Corner freeze is one of your favorite calls, Bill.
Just emailing a coach here, sorry.
Asking for advice on what he'd do.
No.
Well, it was the corner freeze kind of call, and it comes in nice for New Brunswick. So we're going to have Roxon play again this end, which is always fun to watch. Bringing it now to the back one. I'm not sure that was a call, but works out okay.
Yeah, but it was the intermediate call because I think they got a signal from the brushers, and this is something that's very important. As soon as the rock has been released, that flow of information should begin.
Hearing those Saskatchewan fans cheering, and we'll tell you why in a moment.
Because the person in the house needs to know how much weight has been delivered, especially on takeouts.
So we'll give you a little bit of a look around the other games going on here this afternoon in Draw 5 of the 2020 New Holland Canadian Juniors men's games. We've got the only men's game on the ice here at the arena. And we've got 2 men's games going on over at the Langley Curling Center. Saskatchewan's Ryland Kleider up 2-1 with Hammer playing the third end against Alberta's Ryan Jacques. Saskatchewan looking to improve to 3-0. Alberta at 1-1 coming into this game. You got the Battle of BC going on, a rematch of the provincial final. BC number 1 skipped by Hayato Sato. And the BC number 2 team skipped by Johnson Tao in a 1-1 tie. Hayato Sato and BC 1 taking one in the first end with Hammer. Johnson Tao and BC 2 coming back with a single in the second end. So a 1-1 tie over at the Langley Curling Center. And all of the 4 women's games are taking place here. We'll go through them quickly and get back to this game, but it is Alberta's Abby Marks, half of the defending championship team from Alberta that won last year, up 2-0 on Ontario, both steals. Steal of 1 in the first and 1 in the second, so a 2-0 lead against Ontario's Sierra Sutherland. BC, and I will update you on that, it's actually a 4-0 lead. The score online it didn't include the second end or third end steal of 2 by Alberta, so it is a 4-0 lead now for Alberta, all on steals in that game. BC skipped by Kayla Bushy of Kimberley in a 1-1 tie with Newfoundland Labrador and Mackenzie Mitchell. And the Yukon up playing Saskatchewan. It's a 4-2 lead now for Saskatchewan. Ashley Teveno against Bailey Scoffin of the Yukon. We should note Saskatchewan is down to 3 players. Paige Engel is not feeling great, so she is sitting out this game, so they're playing with 3 players and just scored a 3 to take a 4-1 lead. And in the other game here, it is Nova Scotia. Taylor Stevens taking a 4-2 lead on Prince Edward Island's Lauren Ferguson. 3 in the first, steal of 1 in the second, and PEI comes back with a deuce in the third. And in our game, Bill, rocks in play.
Lots of rocks again around that center line with Manitoba line 2.
Oh, easy.
New Brunswick
We're way
were
out
content to remove that center line
Pretty
guard,
wide.
Go to
try to
curl.
open up the
Zach's
path.
rock. Hard, Zach.
Yeah, go, Zach.
Hard,
Keep going.
Zach.
All the way. Keep going. You're real close. Keep
Mine's
going.
Trying to
okay.
protect the run
Mine's
back.
Keep going. A little more,
Don't
a
give
little
New
more.
Brunswick the run back.
That's good.
Good throw, Tom.
I just, if you're looking for scores
give you
from the
a hair
2020 New Holland Canadian Juniors, a reminder, curling.ca/scoreboard. Curling.ca/scoreboard to get all the scores from the 2020 New Holland Canadian Juniors.
It's a smidge wide. Good sweep to get it that close.
So New Brunswick will attempt the promotion of their own stone.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
11.
Close! Yep! Whoa! 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 No, it's not close. Dylan, you gotta go real hard. Hard.
Yeah, hard, man. Go, 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 go.
Okay.
Well, they do remove one of the Manitoba stones, at least from out of the
11-5.
forefoot.
Wait, it was good.
Looks like Manitoba still sitting shot, and New Brunswick second and third.
Close, yeah.
Yep.
Manitoba
Hard,
southpaw,
hard.
that's
Real hard. No
Right
roll, no
up.
roll,
Thomas
no roll,
Dunlop.
no roll.
Right up.
Sit.
Throwing his
Yep,
in
yep,
turn,
yep.
Sit.
counterclockwise, and he will hit and roll, and Manitoba will sit first and second. New Brunswick having the hammer.
Same way.
Yeah.
Throw 11.
So you heard Liam say 11, and again, that's the time that the rock would consume from hog line to hog line. So 11 is kind of, not quite full takeout weight, but pretty close.
Whoa. Whoa.
You
Whoa.
should time
Yeah.
your takeouts. And
Whoa,
so many
whoa.
teams, of course, time
Whoa,
the draws,
whoa, whoa,
and they forget
whoa,
about timing
whoa.
the takeouts.
No,
and
not
throwing the
Dylan,
right weight
not
for
Dylan.
takeouts is just as important.
Close. He's really close.
Oh, real nice. Yeah, you talk about, timing the weight of the throws. It's good for the thrower to get the muscle memory, but also I think it's important for the sweepers so
What's
they
the
get a
freezing
sense
on the
of
nose?
judging
What's wrong with that?
Well,
on
and,
takeouts.
and the person in the
bad?
house can't call the line unless the
if you make
person in the
this,
house
you're sitting
knows
too,
what weight
and
has been thrown.
You guys like the hit or just
duh.
freeze?
And those sweepers have to be able to communicate that as well. So
I don't mind this.
it's a team practice, and
we
everybody
sorry?
gets something out of it.
Are we talking communication
Yeah,
That's
again?
I like
weird,
that too.
eh?
What weight do you
Who
like?
knew?
Just control, buddy.
You want,
Just
like, try and flop a little?
make the roll, yeah.
Okay. Get throw board.
Yeah. Whatever weight you like here.
I don't hate board.
Okay.
Like, it's
Okay,
always
board's
safer
good.
to throw a little softer,
Yeah.
right?
And if you nose, Brett, nose is okay, right?
Does that look like too much?
I think that's gonna be close. I'd say that's pretty good there.
The better way to miss it is just hit and roll like on the inside out, right?
Yeah, like if you hit half a rock and
Yeah.
just roll out, that's fine.
And
Board
that,
weight.
that last comment referred to the tolerance.
Huh? Well,
Always have a backup plan.
Absolutely.
I'm just gonna like push this back and try and sit two right now. You know what I mean? Can you?
So they
Oh,
talked about
inside's the miss, and if you just hit
board
like a
weight, and
quarter,
again, that's a
you
rock
know,
that
he's
would
gotta
go
make
to
the
the back
perfect freeze.
bumper and take a bit of a bounce.
board weight.
Close. Close. Whoa.
Whoa.
No. Curl. Curl. Hard. Hard, you gotta go.
That is soft board weight.
Just too much weight.
Yeah, the communication from the front end was that he'd thrown it a little stiffer than they'd expected. So it is still New Brunswick
Heavy.
with shot stone. I guess a couple choices here, but I think they're just going to try and throw it right at their own.
Yep. Just plunk one right on top of the red that's biting the back of the button. And then over to you, Manitoba.
Just lock one on. I think they're not going to go anywhere.
This is a fun game, Al. I'm loving this.
It's just basically a drop.
You like life in the high rent zone. I know you do.
do.
Like if we tap the red, that's fine. Just make sure we're there. Make sure we're frozen. Yeah, I like it. Yep.
I guess you could have thrown some weight at this, Bill, too.
Well, you could. Yep.
They're just going to try and land it there cold with a draw.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to
Close
disturb
line.
anything
No,
with
line's
the
good.
full takeout weight.
Hard
Yes,
line.
line. Yes,
Hard
line.
line.
Yes, line.
Gotta
Hard
go
line.
line.
You don't want this to overcurl.
Hard for everyone.
I think it's going to be
Hard,
overcurling
guys.
quite significantly and being a little light, I would say.
Gee.
Now it's 16-4. And I don't think we're quite up into the 16s just yet.
Does he have a nose double for two?
Must have rolled it. What'd you get?
16 and a half.
Really? I thought it was.
Well, we got 16-4, so
yeah.
we timed it better.
Felt
All,
good to
all
me.
they had to do was ask.
No, I didn't tug on it. I thought I was wide and maybe I went like that because I curled a lot.
The only other shot This is my other option. You play like a hack weight and you rub off, then you give them nothing.
If we make this, like if that 3 sticks, it's a double for 4. Okay, do you like a hack waiter and rub off? Because if we dead freeze, he's got a double for 2, and that's pretty easy. Like,
Or if you
he just has
freeze
to
like a hair
crush it.
high side.
See Calvin Eady taking a look at what his
I
boys
think
are
I
going to
like
decide.
Or
You can
both the
throw
same
whatever
weight.
weight you like. Yeah, throw board again.
Okay, take just a bit less ice.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think that should be good.
So I think they've decided to remove that yellow rock and kind of flop in front and take away any potential disaster.
Same way, we're just gonna
And-
roll off ours, because otherwise you freeze, he's gonna have a blast, easy double for 2.
There's the explanation, but a lot of people would say, what? Wait, they're taking out their own rock? Well, yes, because that is a danger rock potentially
Yeah,
for
because we're
Manitoba.
on top. Same weight.
Yeah, they're changing the angles, and it is all about angles.
Close.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Yep.
Whoa!
Whoa.
Whoa!
Curl. Hard. Any roll?
Just
Okay.
overthrowing it a bit, I think.
Just give it a
Yeah, and again, like yesterday afternoon, Al, on this sheet, they're not quite sure if this is the right ice with the right weight, and yeah, here we go again.
Looking for, as Jerry Peckham would say, that secret sauce.
Yes. What's the
Yeah.
ice telling us?
So there is a chance for Liam Marin to get his deuce right back,
Yeah, 15 and a half I think is fine.
and he'll get a chance to throw the same shot he attempted on his first, so we'll see if he went to school on it. He was light on his old first shot, so
I think he can still go. Line's fine.
Line's good. Where?
Oh wait, line's fine.
Right here.
Doesn't need the curl, guys. Just
Yeah,
get it
bring
there.
it, bring it.
just get it
Yeah,
there,
really hard.
says Liam.
Really hard, boys, really
I
hard.
don't know if he's gonna.
Well, I don't think so, Al. Ouch. Yeah.
And they'd waited to get on that a little bit too, Bill, but it's
Yeah.
one of those things they didn't want to hang it out, keep it out wide either.
Yeah, we didn't get the time on it, sorry.
Well, we can tell you it was light.
Yeah, it was like,
So it is a single point for New Brunswick. And it will be a 2-2 tie going into this fifth end, and Manitoba will have the hammer. Reminder, we will be back on the air tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern, as we present a women's game. It will be Quebec's Noemi Gauthier playing against Manitoba's Mackenzie Zacharias. And definitely looking forward to seeing both those teams in action. 7 p.m. again, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern here on Curling Canada's YouTube channel, youtube.com/Curling Canada.
and we see a similar start to the last end with a guard that's a little on the high side and now a Manitoba come around on the counterclockwise rotation. And if you're a right-hander, that's your out turn. I'll say it for you. That'll win a turkey in the turkey draw.
Yeah, that was okay. That was okay. Not bad. Not bad. It is available, so New Brunswick will take a pass at it. See if they can hold the shooter and get it behind cover. It's New Brunswick lead. Dylan McDonald. who, by the way, will celebrate his birthday a week from today. He'll turn 20. And boy, oh boy, that would be a delightful birthday present if he could be playing in a gold medal game on his birthday.
Now, he knocked that rock out of the free guard zone. Oh, what happens there?
Well, I think you're allowed to take out your own rock.
Oh, your own rock.
That's right.
Oh, okay. I always get confused about that. No, I think people forget about that. Like if you made a mistake on your first lead shot and you'd like to do something about it, well, you can.
Make it go away, even if it's your own rock. Because it's working against you when it's out there. A lot of times. But in that case, that was a miss for New Brunswick. And Manitoba will put up a corner guard and try and see if they can manufacture a deuce, which would be a lovely way to go into a fifth end break.
Manitoba is in the driver's seat, playing to the outside of the house with last rock, and that's always what you're trying to do when you do have last rock advantage.
New Brunswick will try and remove the Manitoba counter. Is it going to overcurl, though? No, it will stay in play, so good result. We'll see if Manitoba ignores it. No, they are going to hit it.
And it was really important that they roll that way. They did not want to roll to the left because that's behind those corner guards, and that's where Manitoba wants to play. So we got a little bit of a territorial battle underway here. New Brunswick wants to play on the right side of the sheet. Manitoba wants to play on the left side of the sheet. And that's the reason why.
Probably vice versa on the overhead.
Oh, yeah. Well, from my standpoint.
As you look at it there, Manitoba did not want to be on the other side of the sheet.
Yeah, sorry.
Or did want it. Now, let's just erase the last 30 seconds of conversation, Bill.
Well, don't forget
I
what
think
I
we've
said.
confused
Just
everybody.
reverse what I said. Manitoba wants to play on the guard side, and New Brunswick wants to play on the open side.
There we go.
There we go, okay.
It's that kind of insight, Bill, that has made us Curling Canada's top broadcast team in the afternoon draws at the New Holland Canadian Juniors.
We are the only broadcast team
in the afternoon draw of the New Holland Canadian Juniors. So New Brunswick keeping play away, as you suggested, and so far so good. I don't think Manitoba would be, they would love to get the deuce here, but I don't think they would be displeased with a blank either and take the hammer into the sixth end.
No, even end, yep. Very important here that, that New Brunswick make this takeout and they don't roll out. Because we know exactly what Manitoba's going to do.
Yeah, that's in one of those spots that will be a test because it's not a path they'd throw very often in practice, despite your suggestion that you should do so.
That's right.
This one looks a little snug, Bill. See if they can hang it on. And very nice sweeping by
shot.
New Brunswick. Very nice sweeping.
Yeah, what Al was referring to, and I mentioned this yesterday, now the pregame practice is all about getting the weight to the button for last stone challenge and all that sort of thing. And so often in the first end or two, you have to make a shot in the edge of the 8 foot, and somebody will say, anybody throw one out here in the pregame? Well, somebody should have thrown out there in the pregame. So we see Skip Liam tap his hip, and that usually means something about board weight. We're not very often seeing full takeout weights here unless we're up into Peel territory, because you just don't have to do that on championship ice. You might
Well, especially fast ice like this, too.
Exactly.
And lively rings and lively stones.
Yes! Really hard! Hard! Hard, guys! Hard, you gotta go. Hard, 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 hard. Okay, you're good. All right, keep going, keep going, keep going. Gee,
Well, they're in that dangerous place.
Throwing 'em
Great
tight.
scrub by
just a little tight.
Adam Tracy and Dylan McDonald to keep
He was on the rock.
the
and he let
stone
it go.
in play, but
I thought-
now it is over on that guard side, and Manitoba with the chance to play the cross the face and roll buried. I don't know if they'd want to be buried behind the T line there, though, Bill.
No, you're right. Rocks are far more valuable in the front half of the house.
Right up! Right up!
Gotta go.
Now the Manitoba front end.
Hard to
Waslick
stay.
and Yates being called upon to keep that rock.
Six.
And my goodness, it's going to roll off the rings. A little bit of an opportunity lost there for Manitoba.
They're soft.
Now that we're into Skips Rocks, now the situation kind of reverses a little bit because
sorry.
Manitoba has kind of run out of bullets, so to speak.
Make
And
sure we're
so
just like
Skip
top eight,
Liam's
like
going
not
to take
too
the
high.
chance
Yeah.
Top eight's
to
good.
put a rock around those corner guards, but he has to keep it in front of the T line. Now he could go to the open side. That'd be okay.
Just sweep for top eight.
But this
so
late in
he
the
can't-
end, maybe
the freeze is a lot harder.
Manitoba might go around.
Don't-
so
don't
this
sweep
is,
for T.
This is why the Skips get all the big dollars.
Yeah. 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 Around that. Even top 12's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, Dylan's tight. Dylan's tight, yep.
Really?
Right here. Almost, get in here. Get in here.
It's not even close.
Liam said it all. His last three draws have all been light. Well, I'm not convinced his last draw last end was that light.
Just a hair more.
Yeah, if you show him half, whatever, he's got to.
Yeah, I got almost 17
Gotta
seconds.
make a play on it.
It's too late.
That was a 17-4. It's a little more than yours, Law.
So a big
There's
opportunity
more
now for Brett
Just to
Walter
make sure we get
to
by.
bury one in behind those overlapped guards.
Okay. If you just okay.
If he can bury one, it's the deuce is definitely in play.
Top eight, room, room. Lots of room. Right off then. $14-8.
That might be a little toasty warm.
Or as Tyler Hardy says, minty fresh.
I think it will hang on. So they will hit, I believe, but is it tempting to maybe play the draw themselves and see if they can get there?
Yeah, they could
Bill, you're
force-
being polite.
Well, they could-
Not in a million years, Al.
I'm trying to put a good spin on this, Al. Work with me here. Well, it's awfully risky, and it's not worth the risk. It's like,
Yeah, no, a force at this stage in the game, not as beneficial. Maybe later in the game they might think about it, but oh ho!
Where did I throw that one?
Let's listen in here.
So I need a little more here. A little less than that. Well, I guess he threw back line.
they
Yeah,
do play
yeah.
out of the
So
Riverside
15,
Curling
15,
Club
1.
on occasion.
Yeah.
And this
If
is
it's heavy, we can
Riverboat
always
Gambler
sweep to the back.
that we're seeing here. We'll see if Coach Marin, what's his countenance? Is
It's got to be
he
buried.
crinkling up his nose there?
Yeah. So
Oh, we'll talk about this in the coaching lounge tonight.
I demand a full report tomorrow.
there's no way that's light.
Oh, I love it. There's no way that's like.
Liam had come light on his last 3 draws. He wasn't going to let it happen again, but they want to stop that. It's got to stop him. They can't give him a shot at 2. And it, well, I think that's pretty buried, Bill.
Well, let's have a look. Yeah, well.
It's not bad. I mean, sure, he would have liked it to stop 3 or 4 feet higher, but it's not going to be an easy shot for Brett Walter.
I think that's close. They're giving button for.
They gave here, right?
Yeah, I think edge. I think right on center is gonna be close, buddy.
Definitely
Just
worth
back
the
line.
risk, though, Bill. I mean,
absolutely.
worst case
Honestly.
scenario, you give up 1 and have hammer in the 6th end. So
No, I didn't catch the weight that they.
Just a few
talked
feet more,
about.
honestly, hey?
So we'll get a time here.
and he's saying a few feet
Unless, like,
more than his
absolute
first draw.
paper, then maybe not. The hair
So
more?
he's probably looking something in the late 14s, possibly. Let's find it.
Close.
Whoa, yep,
Well, yep.
yep.
Hard.
Hard,
Hard.
hard,
Hard.
hard.
Right up.
Hard.
Right up. You gotta keep going. You gotta keep going.
Jeez.
Well, it was 13-12.
So the weight was good, but maybe just got it started a little bit, Bill, and it is a steal of 1.
Liam's going
The-
to feel a lot better.
Well, I mean, clearly Cameron's strategic suggestion came out great, too, I'll just point out. So it is a 3-2 lead for New Brunswick, and we will go into the 5th end break. We will return in a few moments to the George Preston Recreation Center.
Curling, the game with the ice and the rocks and the sweeping and the yelling. Each game starts with a handshake. Then, 2 teams of 4 people take turns throwing 44-pound stones down a sheet of ice. Each team throws 8 rocks, and the team closest to the center after all the rocks are thrown will score the points. This process is repeated for 6 to 10 rounds until one team is victorious. It's just that simple. Or is it?
Before there was ice, there was our hallway at home. I was always the shy, quiet kid who loved math. But when I saw math come alive in the geometry of the game, I found my passion and my voice. It's a game of precision, a game of inches. It's the equation that now defines who I am.
One might say I was born to overcome challenges. 2 months premature, in and out of the hospital, and a heart condition. My parents call me their miracle baby. As with all survivors, I searched for my place in this world, and I found it here. This pebbled ice is where I battle now, and at only 12, I am already a 5-year veteran of this sport. I have my sights set on the Olympics. I will push hard to get there. The only size that matters in this sport is the size of your dreams.
That has to be the most Canadian thing I've ever seen.
Well, maybe if he was also eating a poutine.
And drinking maple syrup.
And he's also a curler.
Guys, you know I've never actually been curling before.
And you call yourself a Canadian?
I'm sorry.
There's more than 1,000 curling facilities in Canada. Be a good Canadian and find one near you today.
This ice is everything. It's where I come to feel close to her, to feel whole. This building helped raise me when my mother no longer could. When I step on the ice, she steps with me. My dad is my rock. We're a team now, like the 4 of us when we step on the ice. People say that this isn't a contact sport, but that's not true. It contacts you where you need it the most.
Welcome back to the George Preston Recreation Center in the township of Langley, British Columbia. It is Sunday afternoon, Draw 5 action at the 2020 New Holland Canadian Junior Men's and Women's Curling Championships. My name is Al Cameron from Curling Canada, and I'm joined by Curling Canada coaching mentor Bill Sherhart. And it is the 6th end of this men's game between New Brunswick's Liam Marin, Manitoba's Brett Walter. And Bill, we'll put you in the familiar position. If you're the coach, what would you have told these teams at the 5th end break? Let's start with New Brunswick coach Felipe Marin.
Well, I think it was a real confidence boost, especially for Skip Liam, because he was having a few problems with draw weight. And we had to chuckle because on his last shot in that previous end, he said, well, that's not light. And that was the problem he was having. You know, and for Manitoba, it's just, trust your skills. We play a lot of games. We know how to win this game, so let's play Manitoba curling. But you'll notice that the lead rock, the first rock of this end, went to the back of the house because more lead rocks are missed in the 6th end than in any other end. And why would that be, Al?
Well, we're seeing it on sheet C right now. There is the brush being applied by the ice technician's crew, and it goes up and down a couple times, and that tends to make the sheet just a little bit faster than it was in the 5th end. That is a very common occurrence at every level of curling.
So all your leads out there, remember that.
Take a quick glance at the scores as we continue Draw 5 action at the New Holland Canadian Juniors. In women's games, there's 4 women's games here at the arena. It is Alberta's Abby Marks taking a 4-1 lead now on Ontario's Sierra Sutherland. 4-1 playing the 6th end, and Alberta does have the hammer. The BC team, skipped by Kayla Bushy from Kimberley, trailing 3-1 to Newfoundland Labrador's Mackenzie Mitchell, who has had a solid start. Both those teams at 1-1. Mackenzie Mitchell and Newfoundland Labrador taking 2 in the 4th end, so British Columbia does have the hammer in the 6th end. In the middle sheet, Saskatchewan, skipped by Ashley Teveno. They're at 2-0, but they're being given a tough game by the Yukon and Bailey Scoffin. We saw them yesterday, and they've had a couple of lopsided losses, Bill. But I think they're playing with a little more confidence, and they are in a tight game, 4-4 through 5 ends. A steal of 1 by the Yukon in the 5th end, and it is a 4-4 tie. In the other game here at the arena, it is a 5-3 lead for Nova Scotia. That's Nova Scotia Taylor Stevens she's at 2-0, looking for her 3rd win, taking a 5-3 lead. And Prince Edward Island's Lauren Ferguson at 0-2 will have the hammer playing the 6th end. In the men's games that are underway, there's just the one game here at the arena that we are covering. And over at the Langley Curling Center, it is Saskatchewan's Rylan Kleider in a 3-3 tie with Alberta. Saskatchewan Rylan Kleider with a 2-0 record. Alberta's Ryan Jacques at 1-1. It is a 3-3 tie. And in the other game, and this is why I just walked over there, Bill, and it was a full house in the lounge over at the Langley Curling Center, because it is the Battle of BC. And between British Columbia champion Hayato Sato taking on Johnson Tao, the BC number 2 team, and it is a 4-2 lead now for Hayato Sato's BC 1 team. BC 2 taking a stolen single in the 5th end, so it is BC number 1 with a 4-2 lead and the hammer playing in the 6th end. And that is a big, Bill just pointing out that there's 2 reasons people are up and packing that lounge, although I suspect most of the eyeballs are on the curling sheet, but also on the big screen, the big NFL game. We can tell you Kansas City has reached the Super Bowl, the win over the Tennessee Titans. And good for Canadian fans is, of course, Laurent Duvernay-Tardif playing on the offensive line for the Kansas City Chiefs. Great to see. Product of the McGill University Redmen. And that is our football quota for the day.
Now, we have my Packers playing the vaunted 49ers.
No Canadians on either of those teams, not interested. And as we all know, Bill, NFL, the CFL is a superior game, just not played with by as many great athletes as are in the NFL. So that is my commentary on the NFL.
Clean.
You're welcome.
I'm not going to argue with that point.
Whoa, no, don't even clean it.
So looking like a pretty clean 6th end here. Kind of a departure from the last few ends.
You know, and I think New Brunswick is okay with that. I think they have the feeling that we're playing a more experienced team, perhaps a more skilled team. But as long as we can keep this game close and give ourselves a chance to win, so if we can take another end off the game clock, that's to our benefit.
Thought that would be there.
It'd be interesting to see if Coach Marin might have mentioned that in the 5th end break. We'll talk about that in the coaches' lounge
T-line
tonight.
then? Just put it in fully. Okay.
So we see some outside in takeouts here, and I'll make a comment about outside in as opposed to inside out. Generally speaking, a lot of recreational curlers, when they're trying to make takeouts in the edge of the 8-foot into the 12-foot, will play inside out, meaning from the center line towards the outside. And rocks tend to curl more out there.
Yep.
If you play
Yep.
outside in,
Hard.
they're a little
Hard.
bit more
Hard.
controllable.
Hard. Okay.
We got a biter there, Al?
He's flicking them now. I should have never told him that he's squaring them.
What
You're
was that?
swinging them out now.
Oh, I love
Pardon?
it. You got a whole team of coaches.
Yep. Yep.
Easy. Yep. Right
Hard.
out. Hard.
Sit.
You're good.
Good.
Sit.
That's good.
What's that?
We can tell you, by the
Yeah,
way,
I
this
just went
Manitoba
three straight.
team, 3/4 of it anyways, will be competing at the Viterra Championship. That is the Manitoba Men's Championship, February 4th to 9th at the Eric Coy Arena and Charleswood Curling Club in Winnipeg. When you're
knows
back,
it.
or of course,
11.
we'll go to the Tim Hortons Brier in Kingston. As I said, 3/4 of this team only. Lawson
Little
Yates couldn't compete in the
Little
regional
less.
playdowns, the qualifying
Yeah.
event, because of
Yeah, 11.
scholastic conflict. So Brett's dad, Frank, will be throwing lead rocks, but being a vice skip for Brett Walter. And an interesting story, Frank, apparently his last competitive curling game was 20 years ago, and
Whoa,
Brett turns
clean,
20 in
clean
April,
it.
so
Whoa,
I don't want to put two
Yeah.
and two together, but
clean.
But you know,
Clean.
how good is that?
that's a
Clean.
great story.
Absolutely.
Clean.
And of course, Tyler Tardy's team is going to be competing in the BC Men's Championships in Cranbrook. And Tyler had a big decision, and we've talked about it before this week,
Yeah.
that he gave up his
Okay.
last year of junior eligibility with his brother Jordan and father coach Paul, Sterling Middleton, and Alex. And they're going to be, I think, a team to be reckoned with in Cranbrook.
Number 2 seed going into that BC Men's Championship in Cranbrook behind Jim Cotter. I was talking to Sterling Middleton between draws, and he was practicing, throwing some rocks. Now, when I say throwing some rocks, it was on the shuffleboard up in the lounge of the Langley Curling Center, but every little bit helps.
Hey, rocks are rocks.
Okay.
It's a little bit unusual at this stage in a 10-end game, 6th end, for an end to be played like it's end number 1. But
Hey, here.
both teams seem content with it. But I think New Brunswick could be a little bit happier than Manitoba, because I think Manitoba wants to kind of get the horses going here and kind of put some distance between themselves and New Brunswick.
Team
And as we said, New Brunswick just wants to stay close.
Yeah. Pardon?
And a 1-point lead, that's more than
leave them
close.
out. Okay, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
New Brunswick, as we've noted before, in search of their first win, 0-2 coming into this game. The Manitoba number 1 team having split its 2 games, losing its opener to Prince Edward Island yesterday in the curling rink, and then coming back with a 9-4 paddling, that's the best you can call it, of Nova Scotia and the Graham Weagle team.
Through that.
Just moving it to a different spot on the rings, but they'd like to keep it on the rings. It just does.
Well, Liam, you used the whole house. I love his attitude. What a great kid.
Both these skips, they've had a lot of laughs this game, quite honestly. They've been
Definitely would have had that one.
it was kind of funny because Thomas Dunlop, the vice, actually lifted up his broom there too as it was coming through. He was wondering whether maybe if he'd given it that one extra brushstroke, it's off the rings. So the blank attempt from Brett Walter, and they call the sweep on right away. Zachary Waslick leaning into it.
You're not even.
Good throw. That was brutal. That was my bad, boy. Sorry.
Thomas Dunlop thinking he may have pushed the panic button. The boy who cried wolf a little bit. Brett was calling down, that's okay, that's fine.
Yeah, it seemed good.
They're having a laugh about it. You know, this event is one of my favorites because of that fact. Boy, you know, there's a Canadian championship on the line, a chance to go to Siberia. And a good chance to go to Siberia. A lot of people might laugh at that, but that would be an amazing opportunity to go to Krasnoyarsk at the World Juniors. But even then, there's always smiles, and you've been in that players' lounge, Bill, and you know what kind of great times they have there. And it doesn't matter what provincial colors you're wearing, you're among friends.
Well, there are more friendships made, from border to border, sea to sea at the Canadian Juniors, and they become lifelong friends. I mean, that's what this game is all about. It's the people more than the curling in the final analysis. Yeah, I just love to hang around these young athletes. They make me feel young. That's not an easy task.
You and me both, Bill. I hear you. So 7th end action underway now. 3-2 lead for New Brunswick. Manitoba will have last rock. And here we start getting into that discussion of analytics. Does Manitoba want to score in this end? Would they, obviously, if they get a chance to score 2 or 3, they wouldn't give it up. But there's math out there that would indicate that if they play for a blank and try and score in the 8th end, it works out better for them.
Well, if you score in the 8th end, you're going to have last rock twice in the remaining ends of the game. And it's a very important discussion, and it's a discussion that the good teams have all the time. How do we close? How do we shut this down? If we're ahead, how do we make sure that we bring it home? And if we're behind, what do we have to do to, take 2, give 1, get 2 in the last end to win the game or tie? This is when it gets really interesting. This is when strategy is very important.
Some great work being done in that analytics department by the Curling Canada high performance team led by Renee Sonnenberg. Some deep dives into what works, what doesn't, and how the numbers support those theories.
And Renee will be with us, us meaning the coaches. She's going to do one of our professional development sessions after the banquet on Friday night. And I'm very eager to be part of that audience. This lady knows of what she speaks.
So New Brunswick has a couple stones in pretty good spots there, Bill. And the corner guard was put up by Manitoba. They will ignore the 2 New Brunswick spots, and we can safely say they are going hard at the deuce.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised, really. Given that it's an odd end, I would have thought that maybe they would have tried to make that double run back and keep things clean, opened up, but no, sir.
And this stone has got to stop in an awful hurry.
No, I don't mean to be critical, but I even if you're a brusher, even if you think it's through the house, stay with it. You never know.
You never know.
Pick something, and then you kind of look silly, and a couple brush strokes could have, got it into a much better spot. I mean, you made most of the trip anyway. Finish it off. Now, even though things look pretty rosy, a little pun there because of the red rock.
I see you working.
They got to be careful where they put this because they kind of have things going their way, so they don't want to set something up for Manitoba and kind of let them off the hook. You might see Coach Skip Liam take that back. Well, Brett's going to do it for him. Oh, okay.
Adam Tracy just a little heavy for that, and now the run back is called.
Well, if you're going to do it on this shot, why wouldn't you have done it on the last shot?
Well, maybe there's 2 New Brunswick stones in the rings as opposed to 1.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah, maybe. Yep.
Triple there, maybe. Almost, not quite. But, good result.
Okay, now again, there's danger for New Brunswick by playing on the side of the sheet behind those yellow rocks. And so you're going to see Liam try to play to the open side again. Whereas Manitoba wants to get behind those guards. So we'll see how this transpires in the last half of the end.
That will go open side. Manitoba will make a play at it and see if they can get a roll a little closer to the guards and also maybe potentially create the jam possibility. Makes the hit, but it rolls the other way, but still sitting shot rock for Manitoba.
Now, even if New Brunswick makes this hit and stay, now that riverboat gamble philosophy might go over to Manitoba because they might ignore those two rocks, if there are two rocks, and they might come around those corner guards. So we'll see what happens.
Well, they put the guards up for a reason.
They did.
And that will roll out, and I
No,
think
just
we
wide.
know exactly what's going to happen.
What?
Looking at the faces of...
I'm a little surprised.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll just sit back and watch. What do we know? I think I've been going around the corners.
But this might be a case now, play for the blank and
Okay, you're good.
take it into the
You're
eighth,
good.
all right?
Good sweep, Law. Good sweep.
Not a wrong call either. I mean, having her in the eighth is a good thing.
One of my senior players, Rosalind Craig, from British
Vancouver
Columbia,
Island, yes.
said to me one time, you know, Bill, we win a lot more games when we make the
get it
wrong
out.
shot than if we miss the
Yeah.
right shot.
Yes!
Yes.
Hard! Really gotta go for peace. Hard for peace. Hard! Hard to hit it, guys. Hard. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Really gotta go. Gee.
Okay, now they're going to use the corner guard. Those are among the four most dreaded words in curling, though, aren't they? Hard
Line's
for
good.
a piece.
Yeah,
Close
that's
to the
right.
line.
Not very comforting.
Line's good. Room.
Room. Line's
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Lawson's rock. Switch.
Law's rock. Above the T line. Yep, yep.
Hard, you
Yeah.
gotta tuck it. Hard.
Hard Law.
Hard.
Go, keep going all the way.
Hard.
Hard. Keep going, keep going. Good throw.
Very nice. Good weight.
And you heard the words above the T line. Reason
got like
being
half
that
of
now
it.
New Brunswick has to move it. Had it gone behind the T line, it almost would have helped New Brunswick because they could draw to it.
And that you're not seeing very much of that, that's for sure.
That's a pretty good shot.
Yeah.
So
Well
Lee-
called, well thrown, well judged.
Yeah, and Leah might be content
You
just
like
to sit on
11?
the corner of this as opposed to trying to
No,
move it.
I like this.
Because in the
Yeah.
attempt to move it, you could very easily overthrow it. So we'll see kind of,
12.
let's
Try
listen
to roll
here.
to the center.
Ah, he does want to move it and roll to the center.
Do you like that ice for 12? Do you think we can give more? Okay. Just the 12.
.12 would be about hack weight.
Whoa.
Yeah, about hack.
Oh, man. Dylan.
That doesn't sound promising.
Could have given a lot less. Wow.
I thought that looked a little generous on the ice, Bill, but
Yeah.
then maybe a
Could've
little
given a
heavy
lot
on the
less.
weight, too.
That was a lot of ice for bumper weight. I agree.
leave
You're
the
gonna leave him
double.
a double and waste him an end. You bounce off, it's a waste of 2 shots.
That's why I get paid the big bucks.
I said we bounce off, it's a waste. He has an easy double. No, I know. Oh, no, I'm not getting mad. Well, yeah, it's real good, but I'd rather be up 1, playing. Tom was a 15-9, but you guys scrubbed it pretty good, so.
So I'm trying to figure out, Bill, are they trying to tuck another one behind, or are they going open side?
I'm not sure. Well, with that turn, it's going to the open side.
There you go.
Hey guys, just sweep for tee.
Counterclockwise. Right-handers out
Top
turn.
4.
Take the deuce.
That looks
And we
running
heard
like
why.
it's there. Just stay
They
close.
wanted to be up
Yeah.
1.
Looks good. Looks good. Top 4. Yeah. 15-4. That's.
Put it on the tee line.
You're good, buddy. Yep. You're good there. You're good there. Attaboy.
Good thought process. They made that shot with a
safe
plan in
call.
mind. Safe call, yes, but there was a lot of risk with that other one, as they mentioned too.
Well, if they went for 3, there is a risk, because if they go around that corner guard and then Liam freezes, he takes the end away. They just didn't feel it was worth it. Well,
Can't argue with it.
It's a really good decision-making process, and it's the process that's important.
Based on the comfort level as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Purely based on comfort.
And Liam wants to make the takeout here, but he wants to also be shot to force Brett to make some sort of a play to, let's make the 2 as difficult as we can.
Whoa! Curl.
It does just enough. Not a bad spot, though, I got to say. I mean, it's shot rock in a spot that we saw earlier in the day that does not curl an awful ton there with weight.
Runs pretty good here.
I'll quit curling if he does.
Actually, that was a really good shot. I'm not sure if he actually planned it that way.
Well, clearly the stone decided to listen to him.
That's right.
Asked it to curl, and it did just enough. Sometimes they do listen.
So again, just a nice, comfortable board weight.
Close, yep.
Easy.
Whoa,
Easy.
And again, we see it played outside in.
We're good.
Good throw. Set. Attaboy.
And there is the deuce for Manitoba, set up by the lovely draw by Manitoba vice skip. Thomas Dunlop got behind those corner guards, and that set up the deuce. A go-ahead deuce that will make the score 4-3 for Manitoba going into the 8th end.
But now New Brunswick has the potential for having 2 hammers of the last 3 ends. So they're not upset. I think they're in a pretty good spot, to be
Not out of the woods
honest.
at all if you're Manitoba. Hey, Bill, let's talk about the Great New Holland Hay Tools giveaway. A huge contest given out by our title sponsor, New Holland. $400,000 in farm equipment being given away. And I've been quoting that number as being in U.S. dollars. In fact, I'd say it's closer to $550,000 Canadian in this amazing contest by our amazing sponsors at New Holland. And you can enter online at newhollandgiveaway.com. That's newhollandgiveaway.com. The Great New Holland Hay Tools giveaway. They are giving away a big old tractor, and that's the best I can tell you what it's called. It's the Special Edition Blue Power T6 180 Dynamic Command Transmission Tractor with 855 LA. You know what? It's really, really nice. But they're giving away a variety of farm equipment, and lots of it, and it is good stuff from our great sponsor at New Holland. Once again, newhollandgiveaway.com.
Really nice draw, top 4 foot. This will be a classic end, I feel. We are going to see some good curling this end.
Lovely shot there by Manitoba to get to the face of the shot stone for New Brunswick. And it's definitely game on. This will be there's going to be some precision needed here, I think, Bill, if you're both teams in order to generate what they need to do. New Brunswick will be trying to get that deuce. Manitoba, best case scenario, a steal, but holding New Brunswick to one would be delightful too.
And where are they playing?
In the high rent district.
Okay, we got 16 seconds for that draw. So, Mr. Merklinger, you have done your magic.
Ready, let's go. Wait's close.
Okay,
Don't think we
easy.
need to yet.
Stay
Line
close.
only right now.
Real.
Wait's there.
Close.
Top 8.
Whoa.
Might need a
Whoa,
hair to
easy.
be top 8.
Whoa, it needs
top
to
4.
curl.
Top
Gotta
4.
curl.
Top 4. Tapping.
It's gotta
Top
curl.
4.
Tom, go if you can.
I don't want to.
We're
I really don't want
tapping
to.
quite a bit. Curls the hair more. Curl the hair more. It's not bad.
That's okay.
That's pretty good. I was a 15-5, and that looked heavy.
Yeah. Good throw.
This little cat and mouse game that we're seeing here is going to be interesting because sooner or later one of them is going to have to rearrange the furniture. Kate Horn, wherever you are, thank you for that.
Counterclockwise. Shot being called. See if they can get it in a good spot. And that's pretty much where they called for it.
Oh, this is going to be fun.
Lots of angles here.
Yeah, we see a pocket with those red rocks.
Yeah, you make that freeze on this. That's really good.
Brett wants one right in that pocket.
Yeah, give us the same. Thinking it's a pinch more. Pretty close to the same.
Whoa, real. Whoa.
Thinking
Whoa, we're
last.
out there.
I'm thinking
We're
last.
out there. It's got to curl. Law all the way.
Top 8.
Go, Law. Keep going. Keep going.
Hard, buddy.
Get it to the inside. Get it to the inside.
Just freezing.
Keep
Hard,
going,
buddy.
keep
Go,
going,
go,
keep
go,
going,
go,
keep
go.
going.
Attaboy.
Called and
Not
made.
bad.
And there's a mess of rocks now in there. And
That ain't curls, man.
Just doesn't want to move.
few angles that Liam Marin is pondering.
Huh? Can't hear you.
That's a phrase we hear an awful lot at the Canadian Juniors. Great
Roll
crowd
in.
support,
Yeah,
and
it's
a
not
small
bad.
arena typically means it's hard to hear.
Ticking that one. It's not bad.
All right, let's
Yeah, I
hear
like
the
it.
discussion.
Let's throw 11, 11-5. 11 and a half.
So they will play a hit at this.
Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Adam Tracy throwing
Whoa.
second rocks, but serving as the vice
Whoa.
skip.
No, Josh,
Liam
no,
Marin.
Josh. Yeah, just heavy.
You know, I'd rather have seen them
Pretty
put
good.
another rock in and try to get to the inside of that yellow rock that they made contact with. I don't think they had to do that.
Normal?
Just normal.
Yeah. What do you think? Like nose?
Nose perfect.
Yeah.
Should run. Do you think it should run pretty straight here? I think.
I think.
Now they might be able to make a couple of New Brunswick stones go away.
Yep.
Thomas Dunlop.
Yep.
Easy.
Whoa.
Easy.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Just like that. And it is Manitoba now sitting 3. New Brunswick does have the hammer, but they're going to have to make something good happen if they want to generate more than a single. And even a single is going to be a dicey proposition at this point, Bill.
Right now, it sort of looks like it. They need red rocks to hang around. That's why I would like to have seen a draw on that previous shot.
Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Okay.
Liam Marin trying to get it as far back as possible, and he does.
It's good, Josh.
So Manitoba still sitting shot rock, but now it is New Brunswick with second and third, it looks like.
Well, that improved the situation. That's all they were trying to do.
Whoa.
Whoa. Easy. No.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. Whoa.
Clean.
Yep.
Clean.
Whoa.
Just clean.
Yep. Stay right there. Real good. What's that? Oh, I thought you said something. Oh, my bad.
I can't tell if this is good for us or not. I can't tell if this is good or not.
Oh, I love it.
Well, you're not alone.
No,
I'm not
that's
sure
right.
it is or not either. Bill, what do you think? You're the expert.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what they wanted to do. They wanted to keep their rocks close to the center line, to that control area that we talked about. So I'd have been happy if I was Manitoba.
Whoa. 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 Whoa.
Might be a little more weight than they had expected.
Yep. Whoa. 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 Whoa.
I'd like to hold that shooter. It won't, but the promoted rope stays in for shot rock.
He's just flicking it. Just flicking it.
Well, I don't hate that.
Wait, it was good.
You're taking this for board, so.
If you hit it a hair high and
I
do
think
that,
that's
good.
just a sliver high side.
Because I think he's got to draw regardless. So
I think so.
Just nose.
So that was the advantage of having all those yellow stones in that control zone, Bill, is they can promote their own rocks straight back and remove the New Brunswick counting stone.
Yeah, that's why they should have been happy with that previous shot. I don't know what they were so concerned about. So your classic run back here. And they'll still have rocks in the control zone. And they'll be shot. And they'll be shot with 3.
So lots and lots of good things is what you're telling us.
Oh, that's right.
Clean. Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Yeah.
Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa.
Whoa. Curl.
Hard. You got to go.
Ooh. Caught a little bit of a break there. Almost got the jam, but ultimately the shot is made.
Yeah, but it opens things up for Liam and
okay.
company. Now he makes a good draw here and forces Manitoba into a tough shot. He could get his 2, and that's what he's got in mind for sure. So now those yellow Manitoba rocks that are in the control zone, they're now working for New Brunswick. And only because of the age of the end. We're right down to Skip's rocks here.
15-5 should be good
two
for 8
shots
foot, shouldn't it?
to Walter's 1.
15's probably like back 4T. I like 15-5.
Draw being played behind the center
Fine.
gore by Liam Marin.
Gotta go line. Line's good.
Had his struggles with draw weight earlier in the
Wait
game.
only,
Let's see if
guys.
he's got it down. Front end is working it hard.
What are we going for here?
15-5 we got.
That's what he wanted. Swept most of the way down, so heading up in a perfect position. And now Brett Walter
Oh, sorry.
will have to play the run back
Fine.
to avoid giving two back to New Brunswick.
I mean, that's fine.
If we go back to earlier in the game, Bill, we remember that they were playing these run backs, but with the other turn, and they knew it was, it jumped a couple times on them, so they've changed their turn.
That's right, it curled a lot with the counterclockwise rotation.
I don't mind, like.
And they're using their own rocks to run back.
Straight back.
That's the good thing as well.
Whoa.
Manitobans tend to play this shot pretty well.
And will it just missed. So, Liam Marin, if he can get this to touching the 8-foot, will manufacture a skips deuce of his own.
That's right.
And that run back, that one didn't curl as much as they expected.
Same weight, eh?
That spot is still a bit of a mystery. Okay, so we had
Same shot.
15-5 on that draw to the 4-foot, so we'll get the time on this one again. Now, what happens with the brushers, they use a different kind of a system. They will go back line to hog line, and I'll do that. Okay, here we go.
Didn't add as
Okay,
much.
we've got 4 seconds.
I don't know if you can.
So
Looks
the
all there
brushers
to
will
me.
use that time, because it will help them.
Do you need the red?
4 seconds should be
You're
pretty
on the
good.
red one.
They're not touching it, but they do have backing, so
4 seconds back line to hog line should be about 15 seconds hog to hog. Okay.
and they needed the backing, but they don't ask how, they just ask how many.
How many?
And it is a go-ahead deuce manufactured by Liam Marin, and you can see he's got a smile on his face, and he's earned it. And it is a 5-4 lead for New Brunswick after 8 ends. So Manitoba has hammer going into the ninth.
And both teams have all their timeouts, and we might see some timeouts in the last 2 ends here.
Not that
Coaches-
either team is in any kind of time trouble, we should point out as well.
Yeah, just
plenty
for
of time.
strategy purposes. Yeah. I don't think they want any long guards, that's for sure, and into the house is the very safe way to play this end.
All right. We see Manitoba's strategy right off the bat.
Yeah, they want to run this into the last end, down one with last rock. So Liam is going to try to force them if possible, but we'll see what happens.
Based on that alone, I think we... and I didn't see the call, Bill. Did New Brunswick call it into the rings?
Yeah, they did.
They did.
Yeah.
So, okay,
Yeah.
they're quite satisfied to go to the 10th end. And barring an outright miss, I think this will be a pretty rapid end. One more reminder that we will be back on the air tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Quebec, Noemi Gauthier taking on Manitoba, and Mackenzie You know, for an 0-2 team coming into this game, I've been very impressed with some of the real kind of fortitude being shown by New Brunswick as well.
Yeah, that's right. I'm very impressed with how they're playing. They've got smiles on their faces, and it's all about making good curling shots, and that's what they've done. I can see the collars on the Manitoba team a little bit tighter possibly, so they have to make sure that they trust their skills, and they should know how to close this type of game off, but we're going to find out. In the picture there, we did see Brett Waldruff. That's the gentleman who is our supervising official. We're going to do our professional development session later tonight. You know, and this is where competitive data comes into play. I'm sure Manitoba has already gone through, okay, if we come home one down with last rock, we win the majority of our games. So that's why we're content to do this. We have those statistics on our side. So competitive data is built by statistics, but it's competitive data that helps you make the decision. And that's where Renee's analytics comes in as well.
Bill, you did mention Brett Waldruff. He is the supervising chief umpire for Curling Canada, but he is not the chief umpire for this event. That is Patty Caldwell, who is the chief umpire for the New Holland Canadian Juniors. Brett is just one of the worker bees at this event. We mentioned Mike Merklinger as the chief ice technician at this event. He will be joining his dad at the World Women's in Prince George. Dave and Mike will be working together on the ice at that event.
I wonder if there's ever kind of a disagreement about what to do, is who wins the argument. Yeah.
And Mike, by the way, also will be at the World Senior Curling Championships and the World Mixed Doubles in Kelowna, BC as the chief ice technician. And you will be there too as the Canadian coach for both senior teams.
Yes, it'll be Team Sherry Anderson, who's going for 3 World Senior titles in a row, and the Bruce Cordy team, both teams out of Saskatchewan, both out of the Nutana Curling Club. And I will be with them in the evening of February 3rd en route back to Ontario.
This is what's known as filling time, Bill, because the inevitable is playing out as we expected in this 9th end. I would predict that the 10th end will open with New Brunswick coming into the house, but this time Manitoba will be following with a corner guard, I would suggest.
Yes, absolutely they will. And again, they got to be careful about where they position those corner guards. They're going to put 2 on the same side, or they're going to try to go with snake eyes with 1 on either side. We'll see.
Except things just took a change here because that was an out-and-out miss by New Brunswick and Josh Vaughn. And now Manitoba has a chance to get their deuce here in the 9th end.
I'm skeptical enough to think, did they do that on purpose?
Wow, that would be a devious plan if they did.
I've seen it before, because they may want to come home 1 down with last rock. So let's try to see if they'll bite and take 2.
I would like you to ask that to Felipe in the coach's lounge tonight, Bill.
I don't think that's what happened.
He sold it like it was a miss, I'll give him that. So now, Manitoba in position for the go-ahead deuce of their own on a missed takeout by Joshua Vaughn of New Brunswick.
One conversation that teams should have before, especially the ends closer to the conclusion of the game, is what do we want from the end? What's acceptable? What's not acceptable? So New Brunswick in the what's acceptable, well, if Manitoba gets 2, we're 1 down with Last Rock. Our competitive data will tell us that we're in pretty good shape.
So the hit is made by Liam Marin. And a chance here for Brett Walter to make the hit back and sit 2. Needs to hold this shooter in the rings. They're saying that's got to curl a little bit. I think it's on the nose, though. Nice shot. And does New Brunswick take on the double here to see if they can keep the blank? Don't see a downside. Unless you throw it wide.
Yeah, as long as in the process you make sure you make 1 go away.
I mean, it's definitely, the angle's okay.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Play with a counterclockwise rotation so that the rock really jumps.
Nine.
When you
Just
say
tight
jumps,
ice,
that
just make
means
sure
the
we
way
get
it bounces off the first struck stone and starts
Right.
going sideways.
Right, in this case, when the shooting rock comes into the target rock, the rotation is going to be maintained. If they were to play this across the face, the rotation is reversed and it takes some of the velocity from the shooting rock. So sometimes that's a consideration.
Big shot here now for Liam Marin.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Trying to sweep this to keep it, keep the double on. Now they're sweeping it just to see if they can make contact, and they do.
Wow.
But it will roll off the rings, and it is an open draw for 2. And maybe the tendency there, Bill, was to throw it tight just because they wanted to make sure they made 1 go away, and that's hard to. You're only human sometimes.
Just a cheeky way to flip hammer.
See him when I threw there?
There we go.
Can I skip the
That's
rings?
what I.
That was brilliant. Thomas Dunlop.
The guy was saying there's been no F-bombs yet, so yeah.
Touch paint for 2.
Looks close. Looks close.
Take a look.
That looks fine to me.
Now, of course, if Manitoba really wanted to stick to their game plan, they could peel their own rock out.
Hey, boy.
Can you imagine the reactions of the crowd if that happened? And I've seen it happen before.
2 yellow. Okay, boys, let's do it.
Ask Randy Furby and Steve Ogden.
Is that right?
Yep.
Just give you a quick roundup of the scores here at the arena as we take a moment or two between ends in all women's games other than our game here. It is Alberta, Abby Marks, with a 7-2 lead on Ontario's Sierra Sutherland, playing the 9th end. Newfoundland Labrador taking the lead on BC. That's Mackenzie Mitchell, up 5-2 thanks to a 7th end deuce. And they're up 5-2 on BC's Kayla Bushy. And the Yukon and Saskatchewan, they're just posting the score. We'll go back to that in a moment. And Nova Scotia, Taylor Stevens now up 7-5 with hammer against Prince Edward Island's Lauren Ferguson. And looks like Saskatchewan has broken that game open now. A count of 5 in the 8th end by Ashley Teveno. And that gives them a 10-5 lead over the Yukon's Bailey Scoffin. And again, we note that Saskatchewan is playing with 3 players. We'll see if we can get an update for later today on the status of Paige Engel.
Now, I thought I saw skip Brett Walter tap the forefoot, but then I was watching the scores the same as you were. Did they switch the call to a centerline guard? Al, did you notice?
I was looking at other games, so I'll have to defer to our expert color commentator, Bill Sherhart.
No, I wasn't paying attention.
Oh, dear.
Well, whether he called the guard or not, it is a guard. Of course, it's a 5-rock rule now.
So the game is on. New Brunswick trying to get in there for second shot. 2 center guards up. Coming in nice. Very nice. So they'll follow it down, get another corner freeze. Manitoba's attempt here. They are sitting shot rock.
We've seen this end before.
I don't think they wanted to move it quite that much.
And the object here is to get to the inside of the target rock if you're going to draw. But, oh, we are going to hit. Whoa.
Well, they can get inside there for sure by this angle. They can see all of that.
Yeah, I think so.
You like that call?
Let him play with that.
You like this call?
Yeah. If he misses that, we can just guard away, and he's...
We make it, like, it's good. You beak it, we're 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that, Bill.
Yeah, they're being very careful. You start to leave
exactly.
opposition rocks lying around the edge of the house, and they can bite you at the end of the end. Yeah, I like the call too. The Y3.
Control.
Clean. Yep.
Weight's fine.
Yep.
Hard. Hard.
Hard.
Hard.
Right up.
Right up.
Hard.
Hard, buddy.
Hard.
Hard,
No
you gotta
roll.
go.
No roll. No roll. Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Okay.
The only
Sitting
problem
3.
is 2 of those rocks are well behind the tee line, so how useful can they be? Well, we're going to see Skip Liam, deal with that rock that's just on the side of the button. They're going to draw to it. Try to sit on the corner. There's around a red and yellow guards on the center line.
Quick update on the other two men's games. They're both over at the Langley Curling Center. The Battle of BC. Hayato Sato skipping BC number 1 against Johnson Tao and BC number 2. It is BC number 1 with a 7-3 lead now after 8 ends.
Yep. No,
Steal
no,
of 1 in the 8th
line's
end.
fine.
And in the other game, it is Saskatchewan.
you
Ryland
can.
Kleider unbeaten after
Looks
2,
heavy.
playing Ryan Jacques in Alberta with a 1-1 record.
can't
And it's
bounce.
a 4-4
It's gotta
tie.
curl, though.
Saskatchewan
if you
with the
can.
hammer after
Oh, yeah.
7 ends.
Sit.
They need that to die and curl in a hurry.
Sit.
That's not all bad.
No. If they hit at it, it jams, I think, and so Manitoba, Brett Walter makes the call to just sit on top of it.
Okay, whoa.
You're good.
Close. Yep.
Line's good.
Whoa. Whoa. Lawson.
Curl.
Curl. Curl.
They need this to curl. Lawson Yates being asked to
Hard. Keep going.
help it
Keep going.
move
Hard
a
on that
little
red
more.
side.
Right
Hard on
up,
that
right
red.
up.
Hard on that red.
And that was a little heavier than they'd called.
14-1.
And now it leaves New Brunswick sitting shot stone. And big opportunity now for New Brunswick, Bill.
Yeah,
T-line.
and now you got to start to count the number of rocks to be played.
14-8. So like a 15-2. Light's okay if you put it up here.
Now there's the tolerance.
There it
Light's
is.
okay. And I like the fact that he said light's okay. He didn't say don't be heavy.
Right, plant the positivity seed.
That's right.
Lots of line. Then don't. Okay, whoa. Whoa.
Those aren't the numbers he
Whoa.
wanted to hear.
Whoa.
Joshua Vaughn.
It's never you, Adam. It's never you. This has got to curl a country mile. Oh, my God. Sorry.
Okay. Just control.
So if they can make the hit and roll on that red stone onto the button, as Brett Walter just put it, they've got nothing.
Whoa. Yep.
Hard.
Yep.
Hard. Hard.
You're gonna have to work this hard to get it past the red guard.
Hard, buddy. Dig. Dig. Dig.
Just made it. That was a bit of an escape. Look how close this
Wow.
rock comes to the center guard. Woo.
Yikes.
So I don't think New Brunswick is displeased to see that red rock move back and get sprung a little bit too. So
No, but I think
Time
it is.
out.
I think it is second shot though. Just
Yeah.
with that quick
Time out.
glance. So here's the first of the timeouts. We're not
Yeah,
shocked
I
with
know.
this.
They stopped the clock.
So Calvin Eady and
I think we play that.
Philippe Marin will have a
Like you
chat
can
with their
know,
teams.
well, don't nose it. We can't
Well,
go,
let's
that's
listen.
real bad, because then we're never getting rid of that. You stick it, though. You stick it, we're sitting real pretty. No, you got to hit like half a rock. I think we have to, don't we? Well, to get one, we have to play that. You got to hit half a rock, because we got to 2/3. Well, I mean, you can hit it and then bounce it. Oh, yeah, no, we can't get rid of it. The only way to get rid of it is with that. Yeah, just 11. Yeah, you can hit it onto the side or you can straight nut it. So like 2/3, half, pick half, just 11. You like it? Yeah, no, yeah, no, we're good for one. I like it. I think so, pretty sure. Yeah, I think we are. Well, we should be number 2.
sounds like the angle raise is the call here, Bill.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what they like.
And not out of the realm of possibility, the angle raise double.
It's there.
That would be
Yeah,
a nice bonus, but job one is certainly to remove the shot stone at the top of the New Holland logo.
Or just see if there's any kind of a jam. There shouldn't be if they hit it at the right spot. But as I like to say, we're going to find out.
Whoa! 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 Yup! Yes! Yes! Hard! Whoa! 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 Yep! Yes! Yes!
That's pretty close.
6.
That's pretty nice, Bill.
All the way hard, whoa.
Got our first final to report from the George Preston Recreation Center women's game over on sheet A. It is a 9-2 victory for Alberta's Abby Marks over Ontario Sierra Sutherland.
Just a hair high. 3/4 hair high.
Of course, that Alberta team, two members of last year's Canadian Junior Championship team, skipped by Selena Sturmey. Abby Marks was on that team, and Paige Papley.
Peel weight.
Oh, we have peel weight coming here.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can make this double and you can lie a bunch.
Whoa! Curl.
Oh, Jam City. Now Liam's got him 2 shots to 1.
So where do you hide this rock to keep away the double?
Yeah, that's exactly it. Let's listen.
What if we knows? What if we knows it? I mean, if I go here, he's gonna play that. But then we'll have a tap for 2. I mean, either one's good. You like the nose? Oh, yeah, no, if we nose, he's hitting and rolling. Yeah, we should draw. I like the draw. Top 4. It's my first thought. This way.
This
yeah,
isn't
just a little
about
outside edge.
This isn't so much about the shot you want to play. It's all about the shot you want to force
No, I think
Brett
that
to
should be
play.
plenty.
They've opted for the draw.
Do you like that ice? I think so. 15-5, yeah. Just go for like half in the 4.
See if he's gone to school on some of the draws he's thrown earlier in the game. They're scrubbing it, and they call top 8. I think it's better than top 8, Bill.
Line's good.
15-5.
It's got a curl. Curl, 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 curl.
I think that's very nice.
Oh, sorry, almost.
Is the slash available?
Let's see the overhead.
They would have liked that to have finished just a bit more, but I think it's a tough slash. We'll see on the overhead here. I don't know if we can widen that out to see where the guard is, but
right there.
He believes he can see it based on how they're holding that broom.
And I think
there's a good look.
Control? Yep. If you like control, then yep.
Yep, you can.
They're good. Let's go, buddy.
Gotta make this.
There's a look at how much room they have. So
Okay, control weight.
clearly available.
Control weight. Almost what you can see. Almost.
Just a little on the high side is what he's suggesting.
Just control.
Whoa. 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 Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yes. Whoa. Whoa. Yes.
Yes.
Hard. Hard. Yes. Hard. Hard. Come on.
Yes, baby.
Let's go.
Let's go. That's a real good shot.
Let's go, baby.
I don't need to,
Let's go.
in a master of stating the obvious, but.
Okay, so it was 15-5 on his last draw, so we'll get the time again here. And this is to send it to extra innings.
Yeah.
Felt same. Line's fine. It's all you. Line's not an issue.
That looks a little light to me, Bill. What do you think?
16.
Gotta get to the 4. And it will not.
Yeah, it was light. That was 16.
So, Brett Walter and Manitoba, a back and forth, topsy-turvy game. And it will be Manitoba stealing the winning point in the 10th end. And they will come out with a 7-5 victory over New Brunswick's Liam Marin. Final score, Manitoba 7, New Brunswick 5. Thank you for joining us at the 2020 New Holland Canadian Juniors. A reminder, we will be back tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you tonight.